Hi there, welcome to the Teeny Tinkers channel. I make ball jointed doll and craft related content. Today I am unboxing and reviewing a brand new 3D printer. Now I know I had told you guys that I was going to be getting a Jash NC Pegasus 8K printer that was supposed to be in pink. Now I joined the Kickstarter and I know how Kickstarter is, I get it, but I had joined the Kickstarter and they had said that they were going to be putting out shipping quotes at the end of like soon or whatever, or like by the end of the Kickstarter, and that they were supposed to ship in October. I think I joined in September and I was like, I'll wait 2 months for a pink printer. It was just as expensive as the other 8K printers, but it was pink, so I was like, okay. However, that fell through because it was now almost March, and I had reached out and said, like, when is this happening? And they said, oh, we might be getting ready to ship soon. And I said, can I get a quote? Because I haven't seen anything about quotes. I think it was $200-ish, or like $150, something astronomically high for 60-day shipping. And this made it much more expensive than any other 8K printer. Well, not probably any, but like it was more expensive than anticipated, and I didn't want to wait anymore. Or pay an extra $400. So, long story short, we're getting a refund on that, and I have purchased a Saturn 8K from Elegoo. Elegoo is the same brand that made my first printer. I have an Elegoo Mars Pro 2. It is a smaller build plate, like lower resolution, holds less than the VAT, obviously because the build plate's smaller. There's some other differences too, a little more like with how the UV cures and stuff, but mostly I wanted it for the higher resolution and the bigger build plate, because bigger build plate means you can obviously print more at once and get more done. It's more efficient, and yeah. So I have an enormous box. She's a big boy. I guess I'm just gonna cut in. So it's like cardboard and styrofoam. Really well protected, I think, so we can just pull the corners out. These are super stiff. Like, you could totally use these to make like a doll bed frame or something. Like, they're cardboard, but they're heckin' sturdy. So here we have the Elegoo power line. So looks like this, cardboard box. It's a power line. This is not the exciting part, but I am opening it like in order of how it's laid out. So, you know. And then we have some foam. It's red, just like my Mars 2. But yeah, this is definitely bigger than my Mars. Also foam. If I feel like making a couch, I pretty much maxed out furniture in my diorama. Except maybe my cat tried to get in the box, so we're just... Okay. I guess I'll pull this out. So this is the toolkit. So my last printer came with a toolkit as well, and it was really handy. There's usually things like scrapers and all that. So you can see it comes with like Allen keys and some bolts for the, probably for the VAT. I honestly don't remember. We got some gloves, because if you're using a resin printer, use gloves. Use the gloves. Got a plastic scraper. I've never once in my life used this plastic scraper. The metal scraper, these I use constantly. They remind me a lot of like putty scrapers when we were mudding. It's probably the same thing. AC adapter. Oh, they give you these to like filter the resin. They actually work fairly decently. If you're using a standard resin, and you wash in like an alcohol mixture, it's really expensive to refill the alcohol constantly. So it's nice to have filters. Coffee filters don't work properly, FYI, but you can filter the alcohol once it's sat for a while, and kind of clean it out. I never had a lot of luck doing that. What we do instead is I let it sit for 2 weeks and it goes to the bottom. And then I scoop the clean stuff off the top and just dispose of the really gungy like resin bits. Make sure everything's cured, of course, but yeah. An air purifier. nice. We've got a little instruction guide, and they give you this drive, and this has the slicing software on it. I use ChituBox 1.8 for my Mars Pro. If you upgrade any higher than that, ChituBox files don't work on the Mars Pro. It's like too advanced or something. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to use 1.8 with the Saturn 8K and just use a different like printer profile, they call them, or if I'll have to have two different programs for both printers. Yeah, that is way bigger than my last printer. Oh, it's so nice when it's new and pretty. Like, oh, there's like a little holey at the back. I don't know what that is. I don't think there's anything in here. No. But in here, we have the build plate. This is so much bigger. Please press firmly on the build plate when tightening the screws. Like, that's a big boy. That's much bigger. That's gonna make, and it has a much higher, like, taller build volume. So with the other one, it's like, maybe like this, and then this, and then it builds to maybe about here. I think this one builds to about here, so the pieces can be much taller. If I ever wanted to make an SD size doll, I would definitely need this. Hot tip to anyone new to 3D printers, there is a protector on your screen by default. If your vat pops a hole, which happens sometimes, and resin gets on the screen, for one time only, you're okay. You can peel this protector off. Now, after that, it's on your screen and you're having a bad time. So, if your screen protector is utilized, strong recommend to taking like a FEP, so one of these guys, and just putting the like taping around the outside. Just something that if anything happens to the FEP in here, your screen does not need to be replaced. Okay, and then there's some more like things we can peel off, and I guess I can get this set up. Alright, so in the workshop you can see how much bigger the new 8K printer is than my my Mars Pro. The plate on this one is about that big, like 5.5 inches. Like, you can see it's considerably bigger. I've already loaded up some brown resin. I'm going to do a quick test print first. Fun little roadblock, it looks like the files don't show up, which means that I probably will have to use ChituBox 1.9 for this printer and 1.8 for this printer, which is honestly a pain in my butt. But, so I have to go, like, install the software and then redo my plates. I'm hoping I can at least import the CTB file. I don't think I can, but yeah. Alright, just taking a quick break from this video to do Doll of the Week. This week's Doll of the Week comes from Morgana Lestrange over on Instagram. She has a hollow in the Wisp color. I believe that this was the giveaway doll that Shira Star won and then moved along. So I'm really happy. It appears that she's in a home that really, really loves her. I love seeing photos of this girl pop up on my newsfeed. So is it called a newsfeed? Did I just age myself? I don't know. But thank you so much for sharing. If you would like the chance to have one of your dolls featured as Doll of the Week, don't forget to use hashtag TeenyTinkersDolls or hashtag TeenyTinkers, insert sculpt name, or just at me at TeenyTinkers, and I would be more than happy to consider you for Doll of the Week. All right, let's get back to this video. All right, good morning. It is obviously the next day. For some reason, I think I didn't set the exposure settings quite right. It did work, but it took 12 hours. So typically when I print, this is what I would call a very low quality print as my control. Even on my Mars, my small printer, it would take about 4 hours for a small doll. It took 12 hours, and so obviously something's up with the exposure settings. But I have to say, for a low like really low quality print, it still turned out quite nice. I think that the pieces are super duper cute. Also, this color is gorgeous. This is going to be, or this is the tan. Also, this color is gorgeous. This is the like caramel brown for the Saturn mini pre-order. You can see, if you didn't know this, I did modify Saturn a little bit, and she's now a 2-part torso. So she can move a little bit, but, and sit and slouch and stuff like that. But, yeah, the only place I would say I need to try on the next print and place the supports a little better, because there was one that like laid across the cheek and it made this like dent when I removed it. Even though I tried to remove it super carefully, it was so embedded in there. So I'm gonna have to redo that one. But other than that, I think really cute. So right now I'm about to go into my slicing software again and replate this baby, but with a 0.4 millimeter, and then also check the exposure settings on the resin bottle to make sure that they match what I've set the printer at, because I do typically use the same resin. I just color it now, which makes things a lot easier and more straightforward, but we'll see. So I want to print at 0.04 also, because then I can show the difference between a low quality print and a high quality print, and hopefully that helps people with understanding what I mean when I say I printed high quality for sale, because there's lots of like, I mean, it's very smooth for like extremely smooth for being a low quality print. Like, I'm shook, but also you can see some of the lines and stuff. Also, it's a darker color and that might happen more. But regardless, I would like to do a comparison of the two pieces in the different qualities. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, see you in a minute. All right, and it looks like we have a successful print, but let's check out the pieces and the quality. So overall, I'm really happy with this printer. I did find that the prints came out smoother with less visible lines than with my Mars Pro. And it just had a nicer feel to it. I don't know if I'm imagining this, I totally could be. But the 8K printed much nicer than the Mars 2 Pro, which is a 2K, I believe. On the same layer thickness, so I was really happy with that. The fact that this is a completely unsanded print, like obviously there are some like support lines and stuff on the back that would need to be sanded off, but for a darker resin, I think it looks really, really good. Yeah, I'm really happy with her. I think it's really cute. I'm really happy with the printer. Very glad it was worth waiting for, even though I could have got it back in September, but yeah. It also printed like super fast. This took 4 hours for all the parts, compared to usually about 6 or 7 when I use my Mars 2. And I would be able to print 2 of these at a time on my big printer, which is like basically makes printing 4 times faster, which is fantastic for me, at least. Well, it should be fantastic for everybody, I guess. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to those of you who are getting into 3D printing or want to do your own dolls, and maybe just entertaining for those of you who are just kind of onlooking. If you're already subscribed, thanks so much for subscribing. If you're new here, I hope you like the content and will consider subscribing. As always, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.